This Mikal Bridges trade puts me at rock bottom as a 76ers fan. Out of everything we went through with Ben Simmons saga, James Harden saga, the Kawhi shot, Jimmy Butler being picked over Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris, this is rock bottom. Because we literally drafted this guy. We drafted this guy and his mom worked for the organization. It was picture perfect. They were, very, very happy together when this happened. And then moments later, you trade him, Elton Brand, to the Phoenix Suns for Zaire Smith that hasn't played more than 20 games as a Sixer. I told myself I wouldn't get worked up today. I told myself that. But I can't stand stupidity. So what did the Knicks do? They did what a great organization does. They recognize that they are in win now mode. What did the Rams say? F the picks. F the picks. Because picks are overrated. And the Knicks did a phenomenal job by trading 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. That's what you do when you're trying to get your guy. That's what you do when team chemistry is a huge reason why these championship teams become championship teams. You do this because your superstar player in Jalen Brunson really was like, I'm putting on my LeBron cap. Hey, make that trade for my guy. Along with Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo to a lesser degree. Ultimately, the Knicks did everything right. They did. You have another wing defender, another 3-and-D guy, and Mikal is in the perfect role because he's not the go-to guy. That's Jalen Brunson. He can be a number 2 on some nights. He can be a 3 on some nights. It all fluctuates. But that team chemistry is a real thing. And these guys knowing each other since college days and the plays they can run, I can't speak enough about their chemistry. But this hurts as a Sixers fan because Mikal Bridges should have never been a Sun. He should have never been a Net. He should have never been a Knick. He should have been a 76er. And it's wild that we have some guys in Philly that aren't that, Iron Man-ish. I don't know if that's even a word. But a lot of these guys are injury prone. Well, guess what, Sixers? You traded away a guy on draft night who is the most durable player we've ever had in the NBA. Outside of LeBron James right now. I'm talking about in the NBA right now, as we speak, Mikal Bridges is the most durable player in the NBA. The Sixers traded that away. They traded that away. So again, I'll say it again. Being a Sixers fan is... I can't even say too much about the Cowboys because I'm living through them with how bad the Sixers are. So yeah, it hurts to see Villanova basically recreate their championship teams in New York. And I'll be honest, Philly should try to claim Villanova. Real rap. We might as well now. Because our only shot at, touching a championship is if we claim Villanova. Because Villanova is literally the reason why the Knicks will have any success. The Knicks, y'all success is not because of New York. Your success is because of Villanova. That's 15 minutes away from Philly. So Philly, if I was y'all, I would just claim Villanova, say, look, we raised these guys. We brought them up. If they win a chip, hey, I will take credit for that. That's how I feel now. Because that's the only thing that I can really be proud of going into next season. Because I can't even get mad. I can't even get mad at Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. I can't get mad at these guys, bro. Because in high school, I was rooting for them. All those guys. They were the guys. They were the guys. Oh, yeah, it sucks that they're in New York for the Knicks and all that stuff, but I don't blame them. I don't blame Mikal Bridges for wanting to play with his college homies. I don't blame Mikal Bridges for not wanting to be traded to Philly. He probably won't say it publicly, but do you think Mikal Bridges actually wanted to be back in Philly? The same franchise that traded him on draft night when his freaking mom worked at the organization? No. That sticks with you. That's motivational. And that's something that you can be like, oh, no, I'm going to prove it to y'all. So best believe every single time the Knicks play the Sixers, what's going to happen? Mikal Bridges is going to whoop our ass. And we deserve it. We deserve it. We flat out deserve it. So when we talk about the Sixers front office, the Sixers executives, there's several guys that are at fault. Elton Brand, Brian Colangelo, Jerry Colangelo, Sam Hinkie have been the 4 worst GMs consecutively in NBA history. For the amount of losing the Sixers did, for the amount of draft capital and top 3 picks the Sixers had, to not sniff a conference final in the Eastern Conference, the lesser conference, is an abomination. And I'll go this far, I'll say those 4 guys shouldn't be allowed in Philly ever again because of this. Because of the destruction that they put on this franchise by literally setting this franchise back. It hurts, bro. It hurts. So again, all of y'all that's saying, oh, the Knicks gave up their whole future. F the future! Who cares? You're in win now mode. The Knicks are a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks got their guy. In the NBA, newsflash, what do? You get your guy. And if you're trading your guy to an incompetent franchise here, I'm trying to say this. When you are trading for your guy and the team that you're trading with is an incompetent franchise, you feel better. Let me break this down. Do you feel confident that the Nets, who have been an incompetent franchise, will really do anything with these 5 first-round picks? Hell no. Now, look, if the Knicks were given 5 first-round picks to the Celtics, to the Heat, all right, then I'd be like, all right, bro, I don't know what y'all doing. I mean, y'all giving draft capital to the wrong organization. These are great organizations. But when you're giving 5 first-round picks to the Nets, they ain't gonna do nothing with it. And also, it's like you're in win now mode. You're gonna be in the playoffs year in, year out. So it's like you're not gonna even use the picks. Thibodeau doesn't even play young players like that. He doesn't. So it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. They got their guy. That's what you do. You get your guy. What did the Celtics do? They went ahead, traded some of their guys, a guy on Marcus Smart, some first-round picks to get Drew Holiday. Same thing for Kristaps Porzingis. You got to do stuff to get these key role players. Now, look, if the Knicks happen to keep OG, I'll be sick. If they keep OG Anunoby, I'm literally going to be, that'll be my new rock bottom. Because the Sixers' only hope is you better get OG Anunoby. You better to get him now. Because I heard reported that the Knicks want to keep OG and play him with Mikal Bridges, play him with Jalen Brunson, play him with Josh Hart, so they can stack the deck on wing defenders to go against the Boston Celtics. We need to get somebody. Who do we got that can defend on the wing? Come on, bro. Nobody. Nobody. The Sixers don't got nobody. So it's very frustrating, what's going on, man. I can't really say much about. I mean, it hurts, bro. It hurts. It flat out hurts. So I just feel like the next steps for the Sixers, trade for OG. The next steps for the Sixers, sign OG Anunoby in free agency. And look, try to trade for Lauri Markkanen or Zach LaVine. But here's the thing. Here's my last point before I get off. For the 76ers, if Joel Embiid is not healthy in the postseason, and if Tyrese Maxey doesn't become a top 15 player in the NBA, it does not matter who the hell we get this offseason. We can get OG Anunoby. We can get Lauri Markkanen, Zach LaVine, Paul George. Doesn't matter. If Joel Embiid is not healthy in the postseason, and if Tyrese Maxey doesn't become a top 15 player in the NBA, the best case scenario are the Sixers are a second round or first round exit. And second round is being generous. That's the reality. That's the reality. Now, if Embiid can somehow be healthy by a miracle in the postseason, if Tyrese Maxey can build off his performance in that Game 5 and the overall playoffs in general, then yeah, the Sixers can contend. They can. But if those two pieces don't improve health-wise or just skill-wise, there's nothing to talk about. And I mentioned Paul George briefly. I'll say this quickly before we end off. I thought that the Sixers did not want Paul George anymore. What I realized that it was that classic case of when, when a guy comes at a girl and he's like, "Yo, ma, what you want? Feel me?" And she's like, "I don't want you." And he's like, "Psh, I don't want you anyway." That's what the Sixers are. The Sixers, they wanted Paul George. They were going to give him the max contract. But Paul George doesn't want to be in Philly. I don't blame him. Want to know why? Because James Harden is in his ear. I bet you this is happening. I bet this is speculation. I bet you this is happening, though. James Harden is telling Paul George, Daryl Morey is a snake. He's a liar. You don't think they're talking about that? With all this Philly buzz? You saw when Joel Embiid was trying to tell Paul George to come to Philly, and Paul George wasn't fazed at all? Was because he doesn't want to be in Philly. It's because Paul George knows if he's in Philly and he doesn't do well, he's going to get booed. Paul George is not cut like that. He don't want to do that. He don't want to be in that environment. But a big story is the fact that free agents might not want to come to Philly because of Daryl Morey. And James Harden did a lot of damage. Did a lot of damage by calling Daryl Morey a liar. Because that ruined his reputation. And something that my great-grandpa told me that will always stick with me forever is that no matter how fast you run, you will never outrun your reputation. And with Daryl Morey, you being called a liar, it may scare away free agents from coming to Philly. And Daryl Morey, you have inherited a terrible situation. There's no denying that. But you hold some fault in butchering this Harden situation. And because you butchered it so bad, now it might not allow us to sign our top free agents. So again, this is our new rock bottom as Sixers fans. We are a laughingstock in the NBA. All we can do is pray that we get OG and or Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. With that being said, y'all, as we're talking Miles Johnson, where you know I'll always keep it real. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.